Most people think neglect happens loudly shouting, abuse, chaos, but sometimes it's silent and hidden under something as simple as a blanket. My name is Lena, and this is the story of how my father froze every night in his care home, while the staff kept the warm blankets for themselves. My father had always hated the cold. Even in summer, he slept under heavy quilts, insisting it helped his bones. But when I visited him one winter morning, his hands were trembling so hard he couldn't lift his cup. "Dad, you're shaking. Cold," he whispered. "They forget my blanket." "Forget?" My father had 3 thick hospital-grade thermal blankets. I personally labeled each one. But the nurses insisted. "He pushes them off. Happens all the time. He sleeps hot. He refuses extras. We can't control his habits." Something wasn't right. That night, I came back unannounced. Dad was asleep, shivering, violently covered with one thin sheet. I pulled open his closet. Empty. Every blanket I brought him gone. My chest tightened. I went to the laundry room. Nothing. The storage room. Nothing. Then I opened the staff break room door. There they were. My father's blankets folded neatly on a couch being used by 2 aides watching TV. I stood frozen as one of them laughed and pulled the blanket tighter around her shoulders. "These thick ones are the best. Residents barely use them anyway." Barely use them? My father was freezing in his sleep while they sat wrapped in his comfort. Rage settled into my bones. I don't explode. I plan. I returned the next morning with a small kit, thermal sensors, a temperature logger, and a micro hidden camera the size of a button. I stitched the sensor into the edge of a new blanket and placed the camera facing Dad's bed. For 3 nights I collected data. It showed. Dad's room temperature dropped to 16 degrees Celsius, too cold for elderly joints. Blanket was removed each night within 20 minutes. Movement detected. Someone entering at 2:17 a.m. and 3:04 a.m. Audio captured. Grab the thick one. I'm freezing. He doesn't need it. He sleeps like a rock. The footage punched me in the chest. That was all I needed. At the next staff meeting, I arrived early. The manager smiled stiffly. "Miss Collins, we've reviewed your concerns. No evidence of mishandling." I nodded. "Then you won't mind if I show mine." The room fell silent as the screen lit up. Timestamps, temperature drops, camera footage of blankets, taken A's wrapped in my father's things, the audio of their voices, and my father shivering in his sleep. A gasp, "Oh my God," swept through the room. The manager's face drained. HR stepped in instantly. Both A's were suspended pending investigation. The facility ordered emergency heating inspections and new blanket protocols. But the best part? When I tucked Dad into bed that night with a brand new thermal quilt, he smiled softly. "Warm," he murmured. "Feels like home." I kissed his forehead. No one takes warmth away from someone I love. Not without consequences.